Push, twist, click.
That is the familiar sound of quad lock phone mounts.
It takes exactly 0.69 seconds to do.
Trust me, I timed it. And in those 690 milliseconds, you're taking advantage of 7 features that make quad lock the most well-rounded phone mounting system. But you probably don't want to hear about them, because then you'll want one.
Hence why Quad Lock sponsored this video. First word, quad, because 4 is the magic number. 4 black tabs here on the mount that slot into these 4 indents on the back of a phone case, and then when twisted 45 degrees, slide underneath these notches, by which time these 4 protruding blue pieces have locked into those indents on the phone case.
Which explains the second word, lock, because now the phone can't separate from the mount or twist. It's locked on there.
We've all seen those generic phone mounts that squeeze the sides of your phone to hold it in place.
Now that is the simplest approach, but it doesn't quite cut it on a motorcycle.
But occasionally they go quite fast and experience G-forces that can only be described as fun.
The quad lock approach isn't complex either, but it's effective. It's simple, yet better than simple.
And because of its symmetrical design, the phone can then be mounted vertically or horizontally for different purposes, without having to get out your Allen keys to adjust the mount.
Unlike some other mounting systems. You probably noticed this ring around the notch in my phone case. That's because this is their mag case.
First of all, I think it looks quite cool, especially since you can customize the color of it.
But it's actually designed to work with their mag mounts. So if you want to mount your phone to something less violent than a motorcycle, like say a desk or in a car, the magnets mean you don't even have to twist your phone anymore to lock it on there. The magnets make it super easy to align in an instant, and it's secure enough to support your phone in places where it can't fly off.
Or even attach accessories like their minimalist mag wallet.
But you can take advantage of it in the garage too.
If you're also good at losing bolts while working on your bike, your phone can now be a magnetic bolt tray.
And I never lose my phone because I'm addicted to it.
If you're a silly YouTuber like me, it's strong enough that you can just stick it to your metal toolbox or cabinet.
And now you have a gigantic tripod to take photos and videos with your bike.
Or you can prove that your steel trellis frame is indeed steel.
There is also a hack I've seen adventure riders do that is on my bucket list. You see, I've always wanted a drone to follow me around while I ride, but it's impossible to fly a drone and ride a motorcycle at the same time. However, these days drones are smart enough that they can just follow you on their own. However, you still need the controller to get them going, and I don't think that's going to fit in my pocket. But since there are millions of different phones out there and Quad Lock can't make a case for all of them, they make a universal adapter instead that you can stick to any phone or any case so that you can still use their mounts.
I've then seen smart people stick this universal adapter to their drone controller, so they can mount it on their handlebars and still get a drone to follow them.
Hence why I'm saving up for a drone. Yes, we all rely on our phones far too much already, so maybe going for a motorcycle ride without it directly in front of you isn't such a bad idea. However, every now and then, it makes life a lot easier.
Take this guy for example. It's 2011 and he's just trying to get to his buddy's birthday party, but he's never been there before, so he's relying on Google Maps.
But the poor bugger doesn't even have a phone mount because Quad Lock was only launched in 2012.
So he checks the directions, rides a little, stops to check his directions again, rides a little more, checks directions, rides a bit, and forgets his directions. You get the idea. Now this is him again 1 year later on his way to his buddy's birthday party, but this time he has a Quad Lock, and it's rather uneventful. Life is just easier.
By the way, his buddy moved house, so that's why he still doesn't know where he's going. And don't get me started on real maps.
Then there's this guy. He's currently got earphones in and listening to music. And this is him trying to skip songs in 2011.
Hey Siri, skip song. Hey Siri, skip this song. Siri!
and here he is again in 2012. Simple.
Okay, as a chapter title, that's not great marketing. Of course, it shouldn't break your phone. But believe it or not, that's not the case for all phone mounts.
There are endless cheap mounts on Amazon, for example, but they all forget one thing. Modern phone cameras are delicate and motorcycles vibrate.
And the two of those things don't mix well, because the cameras on modern phones have mechanical stabilization systems that are very sensitive to vibrations. So much so that even Apple have a page on motorcycle vibrations destroying cameras.
Fortunately, it's a quick and easy fix. Quadlock offer a vibration dampener that is literally a 1-bolt install that goes between the mounting bracket and plate, and then has these rubber shock absorbers.
It often gets criticized because it's sold separately, but not all devices and all applications require it, and you wouldn't want to pay for it unless you need it.
I already talked about how your phone gets locked in, and unless you press down on this lever and twist, your phone can't come out.
That might sound overkill.
But if you bump it, someone tries to steal it, or you just go over a giant bump, nothing can dislodge it.
That might sound obvious, but again, not something all mounts do, and it matters. Okay, I've watched your ad this long, but now you're just full of it. Would I ever lie to you? You literally promised to make me coffee 5 minutes ago and didn't. That's not lying. That's ADHD. Try me. I'll prove to you that there's a mount for everything. Fine. I already know that you had the handlebar mount on the MT-09. Yes, 2 different MT-09s in fact. And I know you had that same mount on your motocross bike, that MV Agusta, and the GS. Yep, looked great, worked even better. Knock it off with the ad bull. It's just you and you here. Fine, sorry. So all bikes with traditional handlebars are accounted for then? Not 100%. The 1390 Super Duke's handlebars were so cluttered that I had to use the clutch or brake mount. And that actually worked on the Aprilia RS125 as well. Those are easy though. What about my Vespa? Also easy. The brake reservoir mount is perfect for scooters with those big rectangular brake reservoirs, like the MT-07, that has a lot more in common with scooters than I'd like to admit. But what mount are you going to put on your R1 when it's done? The fork stem mount for sure. What about my car? Windscreen, dash and vent mounts. Bicycle, stem and out front mounts. Desk? Depends. Do you want to charge as well or not? Aha! What if I want to charge while riding? Oh no, you've got me there. Oh wait, there are wireless charging heads for that as well. Running? Why wouldn't there? Golf cart? How else would you improve your swing? Belt? Apparently, yes. Shower? I've made a plan in the past. The wall? Now you're being ridiculous, but yes. I know their mounts are hard to resist now that you know they're simple but innovative. More than just a phone mount, won't damage your cameras, etc, etc. But what you really don't want to know is that you can get 10% off at checkout with the discount code CHAOS. Why pay full price when you don't have to?
But anyway, let me know which mount you're using on your bike, and I'll see you on the next ride.